with your girl. Come vibe with your girl. Hey, 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 hey. So y'all, as y'all can see, your girl is about to give y'all a little story time. Like, I think I mentioned this before actually. I don't know what I'm gonna title this because I don't know. I got a lot of different like titles in my head, but I'm not sure yet. So whatever y'all see is what y'all see. But I'm like, dang, it's been a minute since I did a story time. So let me give y'all a little juice, a little something. So y'all know I used to work at Fridays, but the Fridays I used to work at do not exist no more. Like the franchise exists, but not that many in Cleveland. So I don't know about where y'all stay at, but it ain't really that many in Cleveland left. But the one I work with does not exist. Okay. So y'all know I gotta give y'all a little backstory to make sense of the place and the story itself. But I just want to warn y'all, this story might be all over the place because, mind you, this happened in maybe 2018, 2019. So let's not do too much. And I really don't have no type of order or guidance in this story. I'm just going off what I remember and what I can tell y'all, the juice, the tea, you know. And yeah, I'm giving y'all real chill and laid back, so don't do too much. If I'm moving a lot in this video, don't do too much. But I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Now, anyway, so where I want to start off at? Okay, so mind you, this probably was 2 weeks of me working in Fridays. I don't even think it was even 2 weeks, but I'm just gonna say 2 weeks. So I used to mainly work weekends and then one weekday because I was still in school at the time. And so the way it's set up, right? So the back of the kitchen, I feel like any Fridays is like this, but I'm not really sure. So I'm just gonna explain it so you can understand. So when you walk in, there's the podium, and then you can keep going straight. You go straight to the back. Usually, well, if you work there, obviously they got a little coat area and shit in the back, and that's where the kitchen is at and all that stuff at. So if you walk straight, there's booths on the right side, there's smaller booths on the right side, and then there's larger booths, for a family of 6 or 8 or whatever, that can fit all that in a booth. The longer ones on the left side. And then on the left side, near the windows, there's more booths, right? So keep that in mind. I'm only really telling y'all that part so you can understand. There is more to the restaurant, but those are the parts that matter right now. And I might do a little series because I do have a lot of weird stories that things I experienced at that job. It don't make no sense. Keep in mind, I only worked there for 8 or 9 months. So just keep that in mind, experiencing all of this. So anyways, and then when you walk straight to the back, like I said, there's the kitchen. It's open. Of course you can't see the kitchen part. You only can see so there was an inside bar there. I mean, not an inside bar, but there was the bar, and then there was a bar in the back. Usually they usually wouldn't use that for real. But anyway, so you can see that, and then you partially can see the beverage station, where you get the pop from, the water, and that's about it. That's all you can really see, unless you walk all the way to the back. Then you can see the kitchen, which was on the right side, and then on the left side was the computer system, the beverage, and then straight back, like I said, it was a bar. Not a bar people can go up to, but a service bar, if the bar was busy, if that makes sense. I know this is all over the place, but I'm trying to give y'all a little, run around so y'all can see and understand. But anyway, so it was a normal day. I want to say, it was Mother's Day. I feel like it was Mother's Day, but I'm not really sure. But I really do feel like it was, because, I feel like I've seen, a lot of, kids with their parents and stuff like that. But again, I'm not sure, so it might have just been a regular day. Either way it go, when I walked in, everything was normal. It was already people there. In the morning time, we don't really be that busy, but afternoon, night, that's what people more people start coming and stuff, especially at night. But most of the people like to go to the bar. And then of course we got the people that have parties and stuff like that. But so it was a pretty normal day, it was going smoothly or whatever. So it was this mom, this grandma, and the son that came in, right? They sat near the windows where the booths were at. Okay. Now I feel like I should give people names, but I'm not really, because in this story it doesn't really matter. But in the series, I might have to give people names so y'all can see where I'm coming from. But I don't know. Right now, I'm just not going to. But anyway, so they sat in one of the booths by the window or whatever, had their meal, everything was going cool, fine. So they leave. The guy calls up there and he's like, I don't know if it was mom or grandma that left their card or whatever, but pretty much was saying somebody left their card and wanted to know was it still up there. So I went to go check the area. It was nothing. It was nothing there. Like I checked under the booth, under the table, like it was nothing. It was nothing there. So I told him, mind you, I was a hostess. So I was a host and a busser. So like I always was answering the phone in the front or whatever the case may be. But so I told him that he decided he was gonna come up there. I feel like he called more than once too though, but literally kept getting told the same thing. So pretty much he came up there and he tried to look for himself. Mind you, I don't know why the lights ended up turning off on that side one day. I mean that same day, like later in the day. So like it was already dark and it was already getting like later in the day. So like the sun was almost about to set or whatever. So like it was already kind of dark. And if you in Fridays, it's kind of like a dark spot anyways. Like they don't really have no lights beaming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just naturally like dim lighting in there. So anyways, the lights were out on that side. So he decided he was gonna look and he was using his flashlight or whatever the case may be. Cool. So then he comes, he wanted to speak to a manager or whatever the case may be. He's talking to the manager, like we pretty much let him know, like, cause he's like, well, can somebody check they booklet? Or, you know, because, like, clearly we missing our car and there's a problem. So I'm like, well, you know, he's speaking to the manager. They pretty much telling him, like, you know, nobody has it. We haven't seen it. You know, if we find it, we'll let you know, whatever the case may be. He was not having that. So, tell me why the mama show up and the grandma. They both come back up there. So, the mom come back there. She all yelling and being disrespectful and stuff like that. And I guess I do have to give her name. I'm gonna just call her T. So the girl T, she like really like, she one of the people like that's just real rowdy. Like if you try her, like she gonna try you back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like tit for tat. So pretty much, she was going at it with the mom or whatever the case may be. So the mom ended up swinging on her, and I was like, because like, girl, never is you about to really, like, she was not playing. Like they was really going at it though, and like she was pretty much, you know, like they was pretty much about to fight. So the mama swung first, then she started swinging. Oh, pause. Let me backtrack for y'all real quick. So keep in mind that this was like a family like workplace. Like there was like, let me see, there probably was like 3 sisters in total, including T, like including her, and then there was a cousin. The cousin is married or is related to one of the sisters' husbands. That was make them like, you know, in-laws or whatever the case may be. So keep that in mind. One of the sisters was a manager. Oh, and the mama worked there too. So they was all working this day. So, child, okay, so let me get into the mess, okay, because this is where it get messy. So she swung on her, she swung back. So now, the mama come out of nowhere, she, you know, she about to nuck and buck for her child. Like, what are you talking about? And they were just a real rowdy family, so it just is what it is. Like, and I mean, I don't blame them, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your family, we work together, you try my family, we all about to try you. Like, we all about to come for you type thing. Like, that's pretty much how it was always. So, it all happened so fast, y'all. So, like, I can't really tell you, like, who really just started swinging. Like, everybody just literally just, like, you ever seen, like, one of them cartoons where, like, people, like, fighting and you see, like, all the, like, arms sticking out and, like, a cloud. Like, you pretty much don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, that's how fast it happened. So, anyways, so then the cousin, she works at the bar, so she comes down, she going off, you know, like pretty much like you shouldn't be touching a child, like you're grown as fuck. Like, so They all scrapping or whatever. The men in the kitchen, they come out, they start scrapping. Oh, this what really happened. This what made the men come out. So the son, he started hitting all the females in their head. I'm talking about beating the fuck out of them in their head, like to the point they getting headaches. Like, yes. So, oh, and then the mama ended up biting T in the arm, like full bit mark, y'all. Like, I'm like, what? Like, this is way too much. So mind you, like, at first I was trying to hold T back, like, and just be like, you know, like, calm down, like, it's cool, like, and then that's when the mom had ended up swinging on her. And I just moved out the way because everybody just started coming out of nowhere, and just like, I'm pretty sure somebody was like, oh, like, your daughter arguing, or like so-and-so arguing with the mama or this guest or whatever the case may be. So everybody just like start getting into it. Like literally everybody in the kitchen, the whole family. Mind you, I don't know these people like that. I only been here for like 2 weeks. So I scooted to the side and I'm just watching like, this can't be happening right now. Like I done seen some ghetto places and heard about some ghetto like restaurants and like establishments and like when it comes to fighting and stuff, but I never seen it. So like I was really just thrown off, like this cannot be real. Like what are y'all doing? So y'all, tell me why grandma come out of nowhere and she tried to swing on me. Ma'am, are you kidding me? You think I'm about to fight your old ass? So, oh, I didn't explain this. So when you go to the back, like before you go to the kitchen and you walk upstairs, like, I mean, there's some steps up to some other booths that are up there or whatever. So I walk up the steps to move out her way, cause like at this point I feel like she was just trying to swing just to be with the family, like, cause that's pretty much what it was given. Cause I don't even think she tried to swing on nobody else. I feel like she just seen me standing to the side and was like, oh well, she ain't doing shit, so let me bother her. Ma'am, I'm not fighting your old ass. Like, be for real. Be for real. Now, if she actually hit me, I don't know. That would have been a different story. But she, like, it was like she attempted to swing and pretty much missed. Like, that's pretty much what it was. So, then somebody ended up calling the cops or whatever. I feel like it was one of our employees. Because there was some other employees that wasn't fighting either. But, like, they wasn't in, like, that crowd. Like, pretty much we were, like, literally standing right in front of that open space before the kitchen. Like, that's pretty much where all of this happened at. Mind you, there's other people in the restaurant eating. It's some people recording. It was a booth that was like right in front, like one of the longer booths that I was talking about was right in front of, it sits right in front of the kitchen. So it was somebody sitting there and they was recording too. So when the cops had came, they ended up asking like, you know, did you have any video footage? Everybody like, no, because it mostly be black people that come in there. Like, I'm just like, just being for real. Like, it mostly be black people in there. So they sit in there and they trying to ask them like, you know, did you have any video footage? Can you give it to us, or hand you the phone? Hand us the phone or whatever. And they pretty much like, no, like we don't got no footage. Like, you know, like they ain't about to snitch, like whatever the case may be. And I feel like the cameras in Fridays really didn't work that well. So I don't know. I feel like it was like that where we were at, there was no camera right there to like physically see who started the fight and what was really going on. So of course they wanted proof and video footage of whoever had it. But there was a lot of people that started leaving. Mind you, there's another area on Fridays where like, this is like where the tables are at, like where there's no booths. Like, well, there is booths. There's like 4 or 5 booths and then the rest is the tables. And like, that's pretty much what we use for like parties or whatever. So in that area, like all them people was pretty much gone. And the only reason I remember that is because literally when all of it was over, it was nothing but hella dishes and stuff left over there, like, for me to buzz. And mind you, I think I was the only one working for real, that was the host at the time. Like, we had, like, a total of, like, 4 or 5 of us, and it was only me working. So, I was like, damn, like, but mind you, all in my head, I'm just like, this is just way too much. Like, it's way too much going on, and I don't even know these people. Like, I personally feel bad, like, damn, I'm the only one that's, like, not really fighting with y'all. Like I said, there was other people that wasn't really fighting. But most of them was fighting. I was the only one that was like up front. But like I wasn't trying to just stand at the hostess stand like while this was going on, because it was just like, what? And like I said, I was already up there trying to hold T back and like, you know, calm her down. But mind you, I didn't know her like that. Like we were just like just becoming cool. Oh, she was the host too, but like I said, she was doing all that. So anyway, she was showing them her bite mark or whatever, and They was telling her, basically like telling her like, you know, she got to get a shot or whatever. So she ended up somehow like, they end up somehow getting a statement from her and taking her to the hospital or whatever. So two of the guys that was fighting, one ended up running in the bathroom and the other one was hiding. I don't know where he went at, but because, you know, they got a record and stuff, so they wasn't trying to be in the mix with all that. So because they were just trying to get statements from any and everybody in there. And like a lot of people was just still mad and heated about the situation. Like they wasn't really trying to talk. And I think the mom did end up going to the hospital with her daughter, obviously, and maybe some of the other family, but I'm not really sure because I feel like first of all, business was still going on after that. Like I told you, I still had to clean up the areas, but literally when all of that was over, I literally called my mom and I'm just telling her what happened. And I'm just like, the fact that I still gotta work is so beyond me. Like, why are we still open? Like, be for real. Who is coming here after all that? Like, people probably looking around like the plaza like, dang, why don't look at all them cops cars and the ambulance coming, like, you know? So I'm just like, I'm still just baffled that the lady bit her. I was like, damn, like, and I'm still on grandma trying to swing on me. Like, girl, are you serious? But y'all, tell me why. Just tell me why. Some weeks after that, the server that had them, the car was in her book. So they really, like, it's like partially like all of this really didn't need to happen if you would have just looked in your book and trying to act like, oh, so you didn't have it, because they did ask her and she was like, no. But girl, did you even check? Like, that is just so crazy. Like, that was so crazy. And I just really cannot still believe that that man was trying to beat them, and what his son was trying to beat the females in the head. Like, why you ain't fighting your own, like, your own people? Like, I'm just confused. Like, what made you thought that was okay? Like, and then the mama, like, girl, you seen her arguing with a child? Like, you're grown. Like, come on now. But it was just the way that everybody was just like even the men in the kitchen, like they pretty much was like, they wasn't family with them, but like you could tell like they been around each other and like they like friends of family type thing, like, or it just happened over time. But that was just messy, and that was just only one story, y'all, that was just like beyond me, for real. Like, and to this day I just be like, wow, like. But honestly, I really don't know what happened to the lady and the man after that, or the grandma. Like, I don't know if they got in trouble. Well, I'm pretty sure in some way they had to get in trouble, because, like, girl, you seen her biting and fighting a minor, like, because she was a minor at the time. So, I don't know. I really do wonder, though. I should ask her. But I don't really talk to her like that no more. But, man, that was so crazy. But nothing happened to nobody that got in a fight. Like, you would think like any other like place would, like, you know, be like, all right, well, you either get suspended or I'ma just, you know, like, you could just cool off. And but, you know, I feel like they really got away with a lot of stuff because they was family. And like, if you didn't have them, like, first of all, the Fridays I work with was the type of establishment that were literally like, somebody can get in a fight, somebody can do this, and that, and they can get fired and then come back like a week later. Like, you know, like, and it's like, what was the point? What was the point of you firing them if you was gonna let them allow them back? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it was just like a lot of weird and like, what's the word? Like, I don't know the word, but like, it was just a lot of stuff that just wasn't right in that place. And like, so if y'all want to hear the series, some more stories, let me know. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, share the story. Yeah, like, I don't know. It was so crazy. Like, I'll never forget that day. And it still was just the fact that we still was open. Like, I don't even think nobody really even came after that. Oh, and a little story came out. If I find it, I'll link it down below. But I don't know if y'all need to be in my business that much. But I mean, even though my name ain't on it, but it was a little report that came out though, and like, a lot of people was talking about it. I feel like it deterred people away from it. I mean, like, that Fridays was already going downhill, to be honest. Like, let's be for real. Like, even the reviews on Yelp and all types of stuff, like, people really did not care to go there, and that's why they got shut down anyways. But like I said, if y'all want to hear some more stories about this series or experiences I had, then let me know. But yeah, that's the tea. Like that was the mess. Like that was the first like altercation I ever seen there, and like it was low key reasonable though, like cause it's like I mean not reasonable, but it's low key understandable because it's like girl, like my card is missing and I was here, like you know what I'm saying, and it was there. Like finding that after the fact was like wow, like all this really popped off. And the lady really did have a right to be mad, but girl, you definitely did have a right to be swinging on people though. Like, but people there really did have smart ass mouths, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was just black people just can't work together sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you come from a certain area and you working in one area, like, it just can go left real quick. Let me just say that. Like, I mean, y'all know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why some people just don't like dealing with black people or like having them in their establishments and stuff like that because of stuff like this. But like I said, they got away with a lot of stuff in that place, and I'm not even just saying like that family. I'm saying anybody in there like really got away with a lot of stuff, and it was just beyond me because it was like never is this how an establishment is supposed to be ran. But don't even get me started on the management there. But yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Stay blessed.